G'day and welcome to Club Prairie, the home of Tequila, Tabasco and the Duckworth Lewis Stern system. This is season 8, episode 7. The episode where, and I'm not sure what I said last week, but I am definitely a massive fan of the Duckworth Lewis Stern system. Long may it rain. So, another immoral victory for the Aussies, this time in the ODI Ashes. Those pesky mathematicians have decided the outcome of yet another contest, and this time it has gone the way of the Antipodeans. That fifth match in Bristol, ending after just 20 overs in the Aussie innings. The Aussies having done enough to secure a victory in both the match and the series, yet another Aussie ODI victory. We will get into that more in the pod. Plenty of other cricket to get into as well. India are taking on Bangladesh as we speak in the second test match and in Kanpur in India. And they are playing a certain brand of cricket I don't think we've ever seen before in a test match. They might be about to have a very famous victory. Michael Vaughan might be about to disagree with me with everything I just said just then. Also, Sri Lanka, they put the Kiwis to the sword yet again, this time in Galle. And of course, the big clash that everyone is talking about, Ireland defeated the South Africans by 10 runs in a very famous T20 victory in Abu Dhabi in the UAE. Now, whether or not we get into those things in the pod remains to be seen. I often set up. Gilly's already shaken them off. So
doubtful.
We'll see how we go. Right, time to bring in the experts. Adam Gilchrist and Michael Vaughan. Gilly, we find you in Melbourne. Let's go to you first. How are you, mate?
Yeah, good. Very good. Feeling fresh. I've just got plans at Vaughany and I feel real fresh. But, down in Melbourne. Been down here for the AFL Grand Final initially. Big win for the Brisbane Lions. My son's a Brisbane Lions supporter, so that was quite a good family event that we went to there to see him triumph. And then staying on for a few meetings this week. Tequila related, gentlemen, I'll have you know. So watch this space. We'll keep updating as things progress. But good to be here. Good to know that so much cricket's been played, and I look forward to hearing all about it.
That's funny.
We'll get on to the one day. How are you, Vaughany?
Yeah, good. I mean, when you said at the start you look a little bit better than me, I think that's debatable, to be honest.
I've got a bit of growth going on, a little grey coming through my beard. It's going to come off before my big meetings tomorrow, and could probably do with a bit more sleep.
Yeah, I couldn't say. I mean, a couple of bags under the eyes there, Galle. Looks like you might have been burning the candle. I'm in Scotland, guys. It's my golf week. The Dunhill links have arrived yesterday. All about preparation. You know what it's like, high-level sport.
Yeah.
The competition starts on Thursday, so had a few holes yesterday, 10 pints, a couple of gin and tonics, a couple of glasses of red. What have I had? It's about 5 hours kip. And I'll be on the course again today for more preparation and more wine tonight. So, yeah, it's all about the preparation this week. Looking forward to it.
Who's the pro they've got you with, Vaughany? Are they any good?
I'll find that out tonight. So Tuesday night tonight, where you get an envelope and it has, because we play St Andrews, Carnoustie and Kings Barnes on Thursday, Friday, Saturday, but you don't know when you're playing and what time and which course you're playing on which day and who your pro's going to be and who your amateur partners are going to be. So we get a nice envelope tonight, Tuesday night, and we'll have all the details of when I'm going to be shanking a few balls around Scotland this week.
Vaughany, did I see something? This is about your 15th.
What about these?
Sorry?
These are in my room. They're chocolate golf balls.
Your body. Wow,
you sure?
Those.
Bitten into it.
Right.
They look all right. Hey, is this your 15th year of this caper?
18th, girl.
18th year. Jesus.
I've made the cut once.
We're learning that's because of what takes place on a Monday and a Tuesday. By the way,
I was going to say, change your preparation if you want to make the cut. But who's been the biggest name? Who's the most famous celebrity that you've played with, and professional that you've played with?
Professional, I mean, they're all great. I played with Darren Clark 1 year. I played with Danny Willett 1 year. Ryan Fox.
Mm-hmm.
played with Ryan from New Zealand. Obviously, one year he was a gun. Celebrities, I had the great pleasure of playing with Bill Murray.
Wow.
Wow.
Big hitter.
Yeah, he's long.
Yeah. And he actually produced out of nowhere on I think it was let me get the whole. I think it might have been the 6th at King's Barnes, and because it's obviously a pro tournament and there's there's a lot of money at stake for the pros. Things can kind of slow down a little bit and play can be slow. And we're on the tee box on the 6th at King's Barnes, and I never thought I'd ever have the pleasure of Bill Murray giving me a massage with a massage gun. He gets the massage gun out the bag and starts getting my legs done and my arms. Yeah, nice one there. And then he started to massage a few of the crowd.
Amazing.
Yeah,
This is the tournament.
times.
This is the one that Warne loved every year, right? He used to play in the Dunhill.
Right, and what? So you've got halfway huts, and I have to say they are the greatest halfway huts for the kind of food that you need for this week. They have the most amazing burgers.
Yeah, wow.
They have shortbreads, cakes. There's a coffee machine. There's soups. There's also the sliders. And then on this one side of each halfway house, there's this tray of donuts. And what would I describe, like caramel donuts? And the king, and I'm not in Gilly, you know King better than I do, but the king would have done at least 10. And say to his caddy who's leaving, put some in the bag, mate. I reckon he was a 15 donut a day at the king.
This is I would not disagree with you. His penchant for the odd donut was well known, but this is a tournament too, Vaughany, where I don't know whether it's a YouTube item or whether it was just a social media from you guys, where late in the evening, where before his tragic passing, he bowled a leggy. I think were you batting, Joe Root wicket keeping, or something along those lines, where with an orange or something similar, and you're batting with a wine bottle. Outstanding footage.
You've got that 99% correct. I was batting with a tequila bottle, actually.
Oh, well, there you go. Even better. That's even better.
The king, it was the first orange of the night, and he just bought one of his great drifting oranges into my pads, and then spun it past the outside edge of the tequila bottle, and the stumps were the speaker, and it stuck in the speaker.
So he got.
I think it's more famous than the Mike Gatting delivery back in the 90s. Pardon the pun, it was a Jaffa.
Very, very good. Now, gents, you'll notice there's one of our quadruple who isn't here today. Ollie sends his. Well, he didn't really care, to be honest. He's currently working with Roger Federer, I believe, in China.
Oh, right. Okay. Better gigs.
Yeah. So I sort of went, Adam Gilchrist, Michael Vaughan, pretty important. He went, well, Roger Federer. Let's see how we go there.
What is, just out of interest, what's Roger Federer and Ollie got in common? Why
are they doing?
I don't know. Maybe Roger's got a sister he wants to introduce to Ollie. I don't know. I think it's a tennis tournament, and it's something to do with Ollie having an Australian passport and the speed with which one can get a visa. And so he managed to jag a job there, and a part of it, Roger's coming into the tournament. And look, it's pretty clear I don't know. He told me, and I stopped listening. I went, okay, great, Ollie, good. We'll see you next week. But as a result, I now have Ollie's duties. So this could go anywhere. And apologies in advance, because we do have a sponsor, gents, as you know.
Yes.
And this is the third week of it. It's been going very well. Gilly, you did it the first week. Then obviously last week, huge response to Yuvraj Singh and the fluffy pink slippers story. Him keeping a certain actress anonymous lasted all of about 15 seconds.
That did get some backlash or feedback on socials, didn't it? About the speculation who that particular actress was.
Yes. Everybody knew. It wasn't so subtle. So, Vaughany, it's your turn this week. So let me get this out. You know the segment by now. It's our tour story brought to you by Cricket Australia Travel Office, or Cato. This week, it's in anticipation for the Ashes. So, Vaughany, you are talking about England playing down under. What is your favourite story about playing down under with the English side?
Well, there's many that I would like to tell, but I don't think I'm allowed to. But I think one of the great, we were a good team back in the days. Gilly knows we always competed really hard and gave Australia a few scares along the way. It was a one-day series actually after the 2002-3 series, and after the 2006-7 series, we'd lost 5-0. It was a close series, the Ashes, in 6-7. Just managed to, the Aussies to pip us by 5. But most games were very competitive, lasting about 3 days. And anyway, we go to the one-day series. I always remember we get to Adelaide and the coach Duncan Fletcher. We were kind of trying to get this one-day juggernaut on track. I wouldn't say back on track because it was never on track. We're trying to get it on track. And we arrived at Adelaide it was Australia Day, great day, obviously in Australia. We get to the ground. It was an afternoon tee off, obviously. We bat first, and the coach gave us this great speech about what a great day, what a day to get a victory against the Aussies. Let's go out there, be really positive with a bat. Let's get a score. When the lights come on later, it'll do a bit more, and I'm sure whatever we get, we'll be able to defend under the lights. We got bowled out, and Gilly knocked them off. The lights weren't even put on. We got absolutely hammered. And I always remember Duncan Fletcher's great line, and we're all sat there in the dressing room, and we were shitting ourselves because we thought he's going to absolutely melt us. He's going to come in here, he's going to throw teacups, he's going to lay into everyone. We were a disgrace. And we're all sat there, and he walked in the dressing room, and he just looked around. He went, "Lads, your invisible pills, they won't work tonight." And he just walked straight out.
And I reckon too. We were sitting around in the change rooms having a beer, and the CEO of Cricket Australia came into our rooms and went, "Well, there's a full house out there, crowd wise. The game's over." As you say, Vaughany, before the light switch has even been flicked. They're paying for some cricket. They said, "Would you guys go out there and play like a 25 over game or something?" And we both turned around him and said, "You got to go off, mate." And he walked out too and just disappeared. And that was it. Off to Adelaide and Hindley Street we went.
Well, I don't recollect Cricket Australia ever, thanking us, because if you think about what we delivered on that day, we delivered a full house because we're the entertainers, obviously, and they want to come and see us. They'd have paid a full ticket price.
Yeah.
Which wouldn't have been refunded, so they've got a full attendance. They'd have had, what does it hold the Adelaide Aussies? 50,000?
Oh, 35,000
Aussies drinking round the bats, drinking piss, so loads of money in the coffers, and they didn't have to turn on the electrics, so we saved them on the electric. So I reckon that would probably be Cricket Australia's most profitable day against England.
Very good. Yeah. That is a good yarn. Vaughany, very good. Now, remember, don't miss the Ashes in Australia in 2025/26. Make sure you register your interest for domestic travel packages at cricket.com.au/travel. Cato will make sure you have your tickets and hotels ready for you so you can relax knowing your trip is all sorted. What a great partnership.
Brilliant. Spot on for what we're all about, isn't it? And I can tell you, I'm in a hotel in Melbourne at the moment. It's called Standard X. And I reckon Cato, the Cricket Australia Travel Office, might be able to, they'll funnel you to the right hotel. But for the Boxing Day test of next summer, not the one that's coming against India, well, any Indians out there, get on down for that one. But I could recommend this little hotel. So talk to Cato about that. Very good.
Does it have a good bar, Gil?
It's one of those ones, honesty bars, where you walk through reception and it's just there, unattended, but you got access to it, and you just got to fill out your little form. And Jesus,
well, they're quite interesting, those honesty bars, because
or lack of.
They want you to be honest, but if you're taking, like, say for instance, Gil, you like a bit of tequila, and on one night you do a couple of bottles. You don't want to write Adam Gilchrist on a big form.
Yeah.
2 bottles of tequila.
I owe you.
You're not even honest with yourself about how much you
that's
drink.
right.
How are you going to be honest with the bar? You're just writing it all down and going, "Oh God."
The only honesty coming out of it is how much we drink, how alcoholic we are. But anyway, we shouldn't joke about that. Let's move on.
That's right, absolutely. Now we are chatting that. Well, you guys were chatting the Test Ashes. I'm all about the ODI Ashes currently. The Australians, as I mentioned at the top, I claim it's immoral victory. We won 3-2 in a series of 5 in September in the UK, which, Vaughany, would you say it's not the best time to play cricket in the UK? Was it pretty cold there in Bristol?
No, it was glorious. It was a lovely month, September, for cricket. Perfect to be playing high-level cricket in that calendar month. It's a series. It'd be like, Stuart Broad said that the last Ashes in Australia were, what did he say? No, it's a
Null and
similar
void.
one. These don't count. They don't count.
They don't count. Do we?
No. If you play cricket beyond September I think it's September the 11th. I think that's the date. If you play beyond that, it doesn't count.
Okay.
I'll take that. I'll take that because I reckon we finished the Ashes of 05 in September 19th. So I'm so happy that's been eradicated.
I think it was the 12th, actually. I was trying to think, was it the 11th or the 12th? I think it was.
I think it was somewhere around there. Hey, what about just on that? So that match was Saturday, the Bristol game, but the final one?
Sunday afternoon.
Okay, all the days are blending into one. But what I did remember is walking past. You're correct, yes. Been out to dinner with the family, and we walked past. There was a bar with this TV on, and Archie, young fella, came running and said, "Dad, England are, I think, 2 for 220 off 23, like on track for 450." And I literally just thought, "Oh bugger, they've lost the series 3-2." Did not think about it again for a day and a half, and then I'm very pleased to hear that we got up. What happened?
T-Head.
Travis Head.
Yeah. Travis Head with his,
garbage lead. The little wheelie bin from short leg.
Ted Lasso did for him, yeah.
Yeah, it's a 4 for 28 off 6.2, Gilly. And then Glenn Maxwell, 2 for 49. Aaron Hardy, 2 for 38. We used 8 bowlers, which really, that confused them. The English. That's another bloke bowling. Who's that bloke bowling?
They did that. They did that at Trent Bridge, the Aussies, when they lost. Dorsius got injured, so they had to bowl their kind of mates. So your part-timers have actually won a couple of games. Hey, just on Archie's, Gil, my Archie yesterday, this will make you chuckle. It was a Somerset end of season day out, and so I rang him. I said, "What are you doing?" He said, "I'm chasing the chicken." I said, "What are you on about?" So teams of 4, good game. Teams of 4, they were farmers, so they got put in teams of 4. And one of the coaches is the chicken. So he's dressed as a chicken, and they go down to Exeter, and you've got to find the chicken. So in teams of 4 farmers, apparently, I've never played this game, but I'm going to play it because it sounds great. I might bring it down under this winter.
Oh, yes. Be good down the Cudge.
I think there's 14 pubs in Exeter, give or take 2 or 3. And you, as a group of 4 farmers, and as soon as you go into the pub, you have to have a pint, even if the chicken's not in the pub. And you might get lucky the chicken. Yeah, so you have to go. So you go in the pub and you go, "Is the chicken in the pub? Oh, got to have a pint." Then you go to the next pub, and you've got to keep going to all the pubs until you find the chicken.
Is the chicken moving though? Is he?
Oh yeah.
I'm not. Well, I guess he. I don't know the full rules. I'll find out from Archie. But
okay,
that was Archie's Monday. Yeah, that's what he was doing, chasing the chicken.
That's outstanding. I like it.
Apparently, it's a very popular game with the students, not the professional sports people.
Where'd they finish in the league, in the championship?
They finished 3rd in the end. They had a couple of losses at the end.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hey, just two things, Vaughany, that's just come to mind there as you were saying that. There was a Ted Lasso reference, you said. Back to the Brisbane Lions.
Travis Ted.
Yeah, back to the Brisbane Lions. Their banner in the AFL, for those that uninitiated AFL supporters, the teams run out through a massive big banner made out of sort of crepe paper that they burst through, and they have a big message in there. And it's normally something really witty or rhymes or a poem or something inspirational. And all the Brisbane Lions had in this grand final, yeah, these things are huge. The whole team's got to run through, 25 players or so. All it said was believe.
Yeah.
And they got it done. They absolutely nailed them.
Oh, what was the sky? I didn't see. I saw Usman Khawaja actually in the locker rooms with a nice velvet maroon jacket,
didn't he?
Yeah, he got the maroon velvet on. What was the score in the final?
No, pumped them by 70 points, Brisbane.
Yeah. So I went to, living in Sydney, I went to a Sydney Swans party with other Sydney Swans supporters, and Vaughany, I mean, these games go for 3 hours, 4 quarters. I'm going to say, about 15 minutes in, we started looking around going, do we flick the channel? What else is on? Like, you knew very early, didn't you, Gilly? It was over.
It was tight till quarter time. It was 5 points in at quarter time or something, and then next quarter they just smoked them. But that was a good event. Katy Perry pre-game, outstanding.
Katy Perry, Jeffrey Boycott's favourite.
Really?
Yeah, he loves.
Would not have picked that.
He loves Katy Perry.
But it's the music, right, Vaughany? He loves her songs.
I can't. I can't qualify what he loves about Katy Perry, but he loves Katy Perry.
Now, I hate to do this. I hate to steer it back to the cricket, but there is something that we need to talk about, which is obviously for an ODI match to count these days with the DLS system, you need to bowl at least 20 overs.
Oh, it's good.
Yeah, what happened? Tell me about this, please, because I did miss this. I did miss this.
Okay, so 14 balls left before we hit the 20 over mark. England bowler Matthew Potts just takes his left shoe off and starts calling for a replacement shoe.
Oh, this was Afghanistan, wasn't it?
Yeah,
who was it?
Somebody else did it.
But what I liked about it, Pro, is when they scanned into the boot, he's replacing. I was expecting to see a boot that had been worn for a couple of years. It looked quite fresh to me.
You know what it looked like? It looked like the condition that those balls are in that you guys bring out whenever we need a ball change. It's
the 2019 batch.
The 2019 boots. That's what they were.
Yeah, there was some good moves, wasn't by Potsy with the boots, and then he got his sock off, didn't he?
Yeah.
To have a look at his strapping, and the strapping was absolutely fine.
And obviously, a highlight though was that it was punter Ricky Ponting that was in the commentary box at the time, which we all know how direct punter can be. So, he was saying we've seen this movie before because it happened another time, didn't it, Vaughany? It happened
2009 at Cardiff.
Jimmy and
Monty.
Jimmy,
Jimmy's up here. We're playing Jimmy in a bit. Yeah, Jimmy's playing golf this week. He's in good spirits.
Oh yeah, yep.
Yeah,
that's a good use of the term spirit, because I'm wondering whether this was in the spirit of cricket from Matthew Potts.
Was punter really ripping in?
Well, he said, I'll quote him. He said, "This is getting funnier by the minute. We can see that there's nothing wrong with the boot." I think he was doing it with a smile on his face. There was that great shot where they cut to the Aussie sheds, I think it was, and Marnus Labuschagne and Daniel Vittori were just laughing at how ridiculous. I mean, it was ridiculous.
Well, it's the England team got a bit of stick for that,
Oh, did they?
Did they?
Yeah. Our press gave them a little bit of stick. Yeah, it's trying to delay the play and try and get away with the draw when Australia were hammering them. They were playing well. They were smashing it to all parts, and they got a little bit of stick. But you know what? It was late in September, a Sunday afternoon. It was quite humorous watching.
Well, I
always wanted one to get up and bowl and just fall over and just get the physio out, get stretched. I wanted all sorts to happen.
to old mate at Goulburn, wasn't it, in the World Cup? He got shot at first slip. Like, a bit more of that with Johnny Trott. But I saw it now gives me context to Mitch Marsh's press conference where he smiled and said, "Oh yeah, well, what did he say? Rain saved them up in Old Trafford last year or whatever."
Yeah.
when actually England were pumping Australia, but no, all good.
But
pretty amazing though. So
it's quite good tactics though, because if you think about it, if England had gone for the cramp tactics, late September in Bristol when it's -5, so they must have spoken. They must have gone around and said, "Look, we can't use the got to use the boot. Go for the boot first." So clearly there was some dialogue.
It's bad boot weather. September in Bristol is frozen ground. It was amazing though that literally 4 balls past 20 overs, it came down in the game. So it's,
is that what it was? Into the 21st over was when it.
Yes, 20.4 balls, and the heavens open. So they were close, Vaughany. They were close to doing.
That's why this needs analysing a little bit more, because you've got to say that the England team got it wrong with their time delaying.
Yeah,
you're so close, and you've got to have the ability these days with your squad and your management. And there's surely a scientist in the backroom team that would have been able to tell them when the cloud was going to come over and when the play was going to stop. So they were poor with their time. Yeah, they were poor. England have got to get better. They've got to get more like Afghanistan. With their,
I believe, Vaughany, on that point, that they've got the same weather forecaster that South Africa had in the 2003 World Cup in South Africa. Yeah, at Durban.
Yeah, surprised me,
I don't know if you remember. Mark Boucher confidently blocked the last ball, then it pissed down, and then they realised they were actually behind the Duckworth Lewis and out of the tournament.
Well, this is good though, Vaughany. This isn't. Like, obviously, England are all about, innovation when it comes to coaching and the way they play. What if you have a meteorologist on your coaching staff permanently?
Yeah.
And he's there analysing, and he's the one that gives the signal for the boot or the cramp and says...
what you could have him, what you could have this person... like on the morning TV shows where you throw to the weather person and there's a big screen. That this person could just have a little, an area in the dressing room with a screen, and you just throw to them every hour, and they do an update like you see on the telly. When they're pointing at things.
Absolutely.
Every hour.
And it's Steve Carell out of Anchorman, like a guy like that. But really, he can then also dictate to the bowling team when his team's bowling the atmospheric conditions as to what type of cherries they should be trying to bowl with, and when to go to the umpire and say, "Oh, this ball's dodgy. We need a 2019 version." Like that. These are the sort of impacts that the weatherman could have. The brick could have.
I think we've opened up something here for cricket. I don't think all these franchises that are apparently worth millions. All these international teams that have got countless amounts of backing, but they do not have this person that we're talking about.
And because they do stuff like they do humidity, so they can say, well, boys, it's 80%. Yeah, it's going to move around. Yeah. Or, they do
dry heat.
Dry heat. They can tell you the pressure, the air pressure.
What about, broadcasting, Vaughany? The first thing we do in a night game when we throw down to a player might go, is there any dew? Well, and it's like, far out. This bloke eats dew up in his sleep, these sort of guys. Mate.
Yeah, we're on to
tell you whether they're a bat or ball.
And if the meteorologist... And he could get better. He could go and tell us the moisture in the pitch.
Well, here's the thing.
Device that just...
Gilly, this is what you just worked out.
And he can on his board and goes, lads, look at the moisture.
Gilly, you know what you've worked out? Forget the captains doing the toss. Each team sends out their meteorologist. And then it happens. Oh, look, they're not going to get it wrong.
No, they're not going to get it wrong. Well, the captains were not really accountable for any decision that we make, really. But the meteorologist, he could be sacked.
Yeah, that's
straight
true.
away. He gets wrong. He's got that. That's his knowledge. That's what he should know.
I reckon NASA might disagree with that from 2002 at the Gabba, but well, he didn't get sacked, but it was. But no, and the good thing about the meteorologist too, but going out to do the toss in full tracksuit of each team, but they at the toss could just say, "We're not progressing any further. It's going to piss down before the Duckworth Lewis kicks in." All off, let's go to the pub. And we all get much more social time, better spent than sitting around wasting 50 overs of the first innings and then getting to 10 overs of the next, just straight to the pub.
But also, this is what you do, right? If it's a cracking day and there's a nice beer garden near, you just go to the meteorologist and you say, mate, just tell them it's going to rain.
Yes.
And then, and then he just goes, I got one wrong. I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's right.
Weatherman's wrong sometimes.
That's right.
We're on to something here.
That's
now,
good. Well, imagine what would the meteorologist said or the weatherman at the toss of the India-Bangladesh Test match, which I reckon you were about to head to there, Prof.
I was.
They've had a little bit of moisture there. They've had a little bit of min-min.
Now, have you got a score update there?
I have to say this is a remarkable Test match. Bangladesh 233 all out, batted for 74.2 overs. Yeah. India went out to bat, and look, Indian cricket is it's fantastic with everything that they deliver, and it is great to see India now becoming Bazballers, and they got 285 in 34.4 overs, so they've copied England. Which is it's off the scale. To think that India are now copying England, that is terrific. Yeah. And Bangladesh second innings 134 for 9 in 45 overs, so they have a lead of 8. So they're 82 for 9. My guess is that obviously the game won't finish while we're on the pod, but India are going to win that Test match, and I reckon they could win that Test match quite easily without facing 50 overs in the game.
Wow.
I mean,
that is good.
On that, Pro, have you got any legalities that you can look at? Do England charge them for this?
Copyright.
Well,
do they do
that?
I
reckon if there was any group that would have signed off everything legally before, the BCCI are very good. They would have crossed their T's, dot their lowercase J's. I'm sure there's something legally in writing that says that the Indian cricket team can use the English style of play. I mean, it's for the whole world to see. Mate. They're not that silly.
Do you think
they wouldn't have?
I think you'll find Gautam Gambhir has already patented Gamball. So I think that's where now the issue. It's complete reverse melarch. England need to tread carefully. Very carefully.
What is Gamball? Gamball looks very similar to Bazball to me.
No, but 200 and what off 30 overs?
I think what England do is the way England. Maybe Rowett rang Ben and just said, "Look, for this week, can I just
do you mind?
Can I copy you?"
It's funny. I saw a headline that said "Test cricket like we've never seen it before," and I thought to myself, I know exactly what Vaughany's going to say on our podcast.
Well, I did notice that more than 9 down, 84. They've had a couple more. I did notice. I noticed this yesterday when it was happening. I thought, oh, hello, this is good. This is good to watch. So I just tweeted. I tweeted. I see India are playing Bazball, and I noticed today it's 1.2 million views,
and obviously. Everybody agreeing
and I can't look at every response, but it's had 2,000 responses. And
what's the flow? What's the theme?
India are playing Rob Ball. Keep your mouth shut, idiot.
Was that Wasm Jaffa? Really? Come on, let's not get offensive. What?
Yeah.
There's nobody better.
They seem to be putting out a lot of stats. And there's one here, a picture of a lady with a man on his hands and knees, and the lady has got Jaya's ball, and the man has got
Jesus.
Oh, wow. Can you send us that graphic? We're going to put that up, Vaughany.
Yeah. That's got to get a Guernsey on the pod.
I got to give you credit, Vaughany. There is nobody better at throwing a bit of burley out into the world of Twitter than you. People, they get sucked in every time. Every time. Thank you, Vaughany. That's just come through. Jaswal, he is made of different stuff, right? So 55 off 24 balls before the first wicket fell. So jizzball, as we like to call it. Ended up getting 72 off 51. And then Virat came out, 47 off 35. And then Rahul, 68 off 43. It was, I mean, I thought
the captain set the tone, Robert. He went at a strike rate over 200.
Yeah.
23 off 11.
Off 11, so I didn't see that.
Goodness. Yeah, our good friend Rishabh, friend of the pod, he only struck at 81, 9 off 11.
He might have had a boot problem by the sounds of things.
What about these figures from Shakib? 11 overs, 4 for 78.
He doesn't throw a tantrum.
Well,
they might get knocked over here. How long to go? Like that? They're what? As we record, there's quite a few hours left in the day.
Oh, there's loads. There's loads left in the day. There'll be. I reckon there's 60 overs left in the day.
Yeah,
it's only morning time there.
Now, my segue into this match was going to be, okay, that whole boot thing was very funny, but it wasn't the funniest thing in the world of cricket this week. I'm assuming you guys saw the Khalid Ahmed run-out attempt on Virat Kohli.
First and foremost, I think he's quick to the ball, which is good.
Does everything right. Right. Yeah, his reaction.
I think the slow-mo is going to be good. Good delivery, bit of a drive from Virat, inside tickle, and then
Get Shakib down on his knees.
You're right, Frank. He could have had a cup of tea and just sat down and then flicked the bells off.
Well, hey, just on reflection though, guys, I was always a bit anti it initially, but good strip from India. Really like their Test match strip.
Yeah, it's nice, isn't it? The stripes.
Yeah, that blue, good blue. I thought I was a bit of a purist with all that stuff, but good strip. Good strip.
If you haven't seen it, get on and have a look. It's a very entertaining miss of an attempted run out. Anything else from those?
India need 94 or 95 to win. They've bowled them out.
All right.
Well, the current got 3 for 17 off 10.
Yeah,
they'll get that in about 4 overs at the rate they're playing at the moment. Will happen very quickly. Anything else on that Test match, boys? Or you want to move on to the next one?
Yeah, move on.
Very good. Sri Lanka, again, too good for New Zealand. What about this? Five declared for 602, or how do you say that, Vaughany? You say 602 for 5 declared? How do you say that in the UK?
602, the right way,
Yep, the incorrect way. Yep. And then New Zealand, 88 all out in their first innings, and then all out for 360. So that, for Sri Lanka, and this is a decent amount, is a win by an innings and 154 runs.
Amazing, amazing. But there's only one real discussion point, isn't it? And it in all seriousness, Kamindu Mendis. Warne, you saw him at close range. So these are the stats. 1,004 runs in 8 matches at 91.
How many hundreds has he got now?
5 and 450s in 13 hits.
And that's 5 in a calendar year, right? He's just gone past Joe Root for this year. So he's got 5 and Root's got 4.
And it's nice to see him up the order. He's batting 5 now. He snuck in at 7 against England.
Yeah.
He's a serious player.
So this was a good one, a stat that Ollie had. He's equal Donald Bradman, which whenever you say that phrase, you know it's legit. Reaching 1,000 Test runs in 13 innings.
Wow.
Yeah. I think he can bat.
Yeah.
I think I was around 890, like at 11 tests or something, and that whole line, you could equal Bradman. And I think I got my 1,000th in my 19th test. I think I've got the serious death wobbles. I got a king pair in the next game. I got out for 1-1 in the next game. All turned to shit for me.
I'm assuming as an Aussie batsman, the last thing you want people to do is to compete at Sudan.
Yeah, it's like for the English. Oh, he's the next Botham. He's the next Beefy. Yeah, right.
Then they just collapse. Yeah, great for them. They won that series 2-0. Well done, Sri Lanka.
Brilliant. Well done.
Ireland defeated South Africa. They won by 10 runs in Abu Dhabi. Congrats to the Irish. That's a very long fall for the South Africans, who obviously made the T20 final how long ago?
Yeah. So that was a T20 game, was it?
It was, yeah, in Abu Dhabi, which
and why in Abu Dhabi?
Why was it in Abu Dhabi?
They're not war-torn countries, South Africa or
there's some good Irish bars in Abu Dhabi.
Excellent. Yeah. Sorry, I shouldn't say. I say that respectfully about the war-torn. I know there's issues in every country, but yeah.
I'm not sure.
Ross Adair got 100 for Ireland, 100 off 58 deliveries.
Yeah.
Well, it was the bowlers, Ngidi, Williams, Moore. So it's a little bit of a different attack for South Africa. So still a good win. Still a good win for the Irish. Rickleton, Risa Hendricks, Markram played, Tristan Stubbs played. Yeah, there's got some good players in there.
The Irish on the way up.
Mark Adair got a fourfer. Are they related? So you got Ross Adair who got 100 and Mark Adair gets... Are they brothers?
Fred's brother?
Fred Astaire?
Yeah.
I'm not sure. I'm sure if Ollie was here, he could look it all up. Have you noticed we're missing that part of this podcast today?
Anything that's actually real? Anything factual?
All the facts and figures have gone.
Time for the quiz.
Well, two more little bits of news and we'll get into the quiz very quickly. First one.
Guys, I am the new Ollie and I've Googled it, and apparently the Adair brothers' remarkable day made history.
Yeah.
As Ireland secured their first ever T20 international win against South Africa. First, Ross Adair scored a century, setting a target of 195. And wickets followed for Mark Forfer. So that's history day for the Adair family and Irish cricket. So well done to them.
Very good. Congrats to Ireland. The only other bit of news I want to give you guys is Aleem Dar has called it. He's retiring at the end of Pakistan's current domestic season. I'm assuming, did he officiate you boys?
Yeah, he gave me out a few times.
Any good Aleem Dar stories or memories?
No.
Being my record, lovely bloke. I reckon if I've been out of the game for at least 15 years, and I reckon he was around for a lot of my career. That's a big career for Aleem. Brett Lee never really felt comfortable with Aleem at the bowling end. Not so much about his decision-making or anything about his personality, but Binger just couldn't get comfortable, couldn't get Aleem to stand in the right spot. Some bowlers like the umpire right up over the stumps. Some like them quite a distance back, don't they, Vaughany, where that allows them to get their gauge and leap and where to bowl. But Aleem just couldn't ever respond to Binger's request. We're playing in Bangladesh and Binger charging in, he didn't bowl. Ball went up. Binger caught the ball out in the outfield, gave the almighty throw up, having requested Aleem about 10 times to move back, move forward, move back, move forward. Anyway, bowling at the other end, Binger takes the catch in the outfield, heaves the ball up in the air to celebrate, and the ball comes down, goes bang, and lands right on Aleem Dar's shoulder. It was like a bomb landed on him. He fell to the ground. But everyone suspected Binger might have done it on purpose, but Binger was never that accurate with anything he's done in his life. But it was one of the funniest things I've ever seen, Binger getting revenge on Aleem for never moving into the right spot.
By throwing it as high as he could. Amazing. All right, well, congrats to him on an amazing career. I am conscious of your time here, Vaughany. I know you've got
I'm on the
you
tee
probably
box.
hit the putting
I'm in the
green.
tee box in about 20 minutes.
Okay.
Ew.
All right. Let's do this quiz. You got time for the quiz, Vaughany?
Yeah, let's do the quiz. Let's go.
All right. Question number 1. Harry Brooks scored the most runs as a captain in a bilateral ODI series against Australia. How many was it? Closest wins.
I'll go 230.
304.
A ding 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 to Vaughany. 321 was the answer. Jeez,
Ooh,
that's not
wow.
bad.
That's a good effort.
Jeez, very good from Harry.
Yeah. In a losing series.
Yeah, but also didn't he say
It's
something
a
about not?
nullified series.
But he said it. Didn't he say something about not taking it seriously? Or
Don't care.
It
don't care.
It got twisted there.
All right.
Yeah.
Beautiful. Question number 2. Australia bowled a record number of spin deliveries during the Bristol ODI. How many was it? Need the closest, please, gents. And actually, an extra point for how many spinners we used.
Well, it was 37.1 overs.
He's
And
asked for deliveries here.
And you used 5.
225 and 5.
Okay, and you, Vaughany, you got to do deliveries, not number of overs.
Oh,
do maths real quick.
216.
It's 194 and 5. So Gilly got it. Ding, ding, ding.
No.
1-1.
Wait, did he?
No, I think
Gilly was closer, wasn't he?
Vaughany was closer.
Oh, that was me.
Yeah,
Vaughany went below me. I think he got it.
Sorry, everybody. Prabhath Jayasuriya has taken.
Left armour.
Has taken how many wickets in his 16 Test matches so far?
Well, he got a few this week. I reckon 76.
82.
97.
What?
2-1. Means if he gets 3 in his next, he will be the joint second fastest ever to 100 after George Lohmann. Jesus, some records falling lately.
George Lohmann.
Georgie Lohmann, yeah.
Englishman, Vaughany?
Was he Surrey? Was he Surrey?
I don't know.
I'll be honest, I've never heard of George.
Yeah. No. Ollie? Oh, no, he's not here. Kamindu Mendis is breaking all sorts of records, including, but he became the first player. Oh, he hasn't. He's breaking all sorts of records, but he became the first player ever to do what last week? Does that question make sense? Yes.
Yeah. Well, he did something that no one else had ever done.
Correct.
Last week.
Yes. There you go.
The mind boggles. Is this cricket related or like on field?
He chased the most chickens. Correct. Well done.
He caught the chook first go.
Did in the first pub. Good effort, Kamindu. I've got no idea.
He
more sixes than I've no.
Yeah. Do you want me to give you a clue?
Yes.
It's to do with a milestone that you get as a batsman with a certain number of runs, but also he's done it in a certain amount of tests.
All right, so he got 1,000 runs in the shortest time.
Something like that.
He did that most hundreds in the least amount of tests.
He scored a half century in his first 8 test matches.
Yeah. That was a really poor question.
Oh, okay. So either in the first or the second innings, he got at least 150 or plus.
Yeah. So just let Ollie know. There was question 4. Pop it on the WhatsApp. Say your question 4. Shithouse.
Rubbish.
2-1 to Vaughany. Question number 5. India set the record.
Sorry, hang on. Ollie's just messaged us. Actually, that's quite so. Sorry to miss it, gents. Sure, it was a cracker. Excited to watch during edit tonight.
Can you write?
He may no. You won't be very happy about the edit, Ollie, when you realise how shit your question was.
Yeah, edit that.
Yeah.
Get rid of question 4. The shit house, Ollie. Question number 5. India set the record for the fastest ever to 100 in a test match. How quick was it?
Wow, is that right?
Yeah, in the gamble.
I'm going to go
He's asked for
9.4
overs.
overs.
9.4, yes.
9.4 overs.
To
Vaughany?
get to 100.
Yep.
Oh, I think I was watching this. I think it was 10.5.
Okay, it was 10.1. Hang on.
Oh, that's me.
That's you. Yeah, it is by one ball.
Yeah. Yeah. And I was watching
Good
that
question,
as well.
Ollie. Good question, Ol.
Yeah.
You're a great quiz master.
We've got a tiebreaker, gents, 2-all.
Yeah.
How many test matches did Aleem Dar officiate?
Ooh.
Closest wins. That's a good question as well. Oh, you've come home strong.
Yeah.
It's got to be 164.
It has to be.
Yeah.
No, I'm going to just go a bit lower than that. I think 142.
It's 145.
Oh, yeah.
A ding, ding, ding. Victory for Gilly and Australia.
Well done, Galle. Well
Vaughany.
done.
Well
Thank
played.
you.
Gents, great podcast. Hey, you got to go here, Vaughany. So, Gilly, have you got quick time for a quick toast?
I have. Look at that. Big fresh deck. But I haven't got a shot glass. I won't fill it. But
well, that looks nice, Tequila. Yeah, what's that?
What's
it got?
That's the Rocks one. That's the Terramana. That's Dwayne Johnson's one. Yeah. The little Reposado. Very nice. Very nice.
Yeah, beautiful.
I'm going to toast for all the creativity, for all the shit we've spoken about on this podcast, but finally we have absolutely nailed down a new position in cricket. Brick, the weatherman stroke meteorologist, joins the squad. Cheers, boys. And hit them well, Vaughany.
Hit them well.
Cheers.
Just a reminder, at Club Prairie Fire is where you can find us everywhere. That's YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, etc. X. Also, we are taking the next few weeks off. I think it's 3 weeks. Gents,
We've only been back from 3.
I know that I've just got this written here. We're taking the next 3 weeks off because then we are back for England v Pakistan.
Excellent.
We come for our next block, and then we ride right into the sunset for all of the Australian summer. Vaughany, you'll be joining us out here, which will be even more fun.
I visited Vaughany. I was in a studio this morning. The boys are waiting for you. Yeah, the ice bath. Cool. It was cold. Jeez, it was cold. But they're waiting for you.
Now, Vaughany, I arrive in Scotland on Thursday. So I'll just pop in and say good day to the Dunhill.
If you want to come and watch some golf, just let me know.
All right. I'll send you a note.
Yeah.
All right.
I'll leave you a ticket on the gate.
Oh, okay. I'll let you know.
Good on you, lad. Well driven, Prof. Good job.
See you, boys.
Go the Aussies.
Thanks for watching. I cannot believe you made the end, but glad you did. Chuck us a like and also subscribe so we can get some sponsors.